How's it going, YouTube? This is your boy Matty from Team Card-Tarded, back again with another helpful segment for all those newbies out there on the tournament scene. For every duelist, there comes a time when they decide to step up their hobby and take it a little bit serious and attend a larger scale tournament. For many, this can be overwhelming and frightening, simply because they have never been to anything bigger than their local tournament. So, for all of you who asked for a guide, here's Matty's do's and don'ts for regionals, YCS, Nats, and other large scale tournaments. A regional tournament can either be the best or worst Yu-Gi-Oh experience you will ever have, depending on how you prepare for the day. Here are some helpful tips to make sure you are ready for a day-long event and what precautions to take for certain things. Remember, this event may last several hours, so be ready for a whole day of playing cards. Make sure you have no conflicting plans, as this may last all the way through the evening. On bigger events, such as a YCS, it is usually a weekend-long tournament, taking up both Saturday and Sunday, so make sure you are prepared and ready. The night before the event, or it can be the morning of, depending on your hygiene schedule, make sure you are showered and ready for the coming day. Use some antiperspirant spray or deodorant, and do not use excessive cologne or Axe. Brush your damn teeth, and make sure you do not offend and that you don't stink. Nobody wants to play against the stinky guy. Depending on the size of the venue and the location, you may very well be wishing for a shower amidst the atmospheric cloud of body odor and humidity caused from the sweat stench. If everyone followed this rule, this would not be a problem. Be presentable. Wear clothing that is clean, tidy, and generally free of rips, tears, stains, and stench. Do not wear something that makes it look like you just got dressed in a dumpster. Nobody wants to duel the guy who just rolled in a mosh pit before he came to the event. Also, if you are over 300 pounds, please have some decency and wear clothes that cover your fat. No offense, being slightly beefy myself, but nobody wants to see that. Seriously, this applies to dudes and your girlfriends, okay? Keep your feminine and your man parts that are hanging out tucked in, please. Another helpful hint is to pack up all of your necessary items ahead of time. I personally like to do a thorough checklist of all my stuff and have it packed the night before the tournament. Know where everything is, carry it in a backpack or some form of easily transported bag. If possible, use one that makes some good effort to open, or one whose zipper handles are broken or bent, as to deter theft. Do not pack anything you're willing to use, just in case. Don't go packing the DVD player, an iPod, and a laptop in one bag. It is all not necessary and will be a huge loss in the event of a theft. Travel as light as possible, condense the amount of things you will be carrying. I myself never carry more than my deck box, a game mat, and my small monster binder with trade in it, all in a small backpack. This makes managing my items an easy task, and it isn't a burden on my back throughout the day. A common question that I get asked are, what are some things that I should be bringing to a tournament? Well, obviously you want your deck, and obviously you want some cash to pay for the tournament for cards from vendors. But some things are out there that other people wouldn't think about that are good ideas. Let me give you a simple list of the stuff that I usually make sure to bring. The first one is my deck in a deck box with new sleeves, or sleeves that are okay for tournament play. If you don't have new sleeves, or you don't have any okay sleeves, buy some of the tournaments, $5 or $6 for a sleeve pack. Make sure you have absolutely nothing in the deck box other than your deck, extra deck, side deck, and token cards if you use tokens, or some form of item that isn't an actual Yu-Gi-Oh card to be used as a token. New rules are being put into place that state that absolutely no legal TCG cards may be used as tokens unless it is designated as a token card. At the last regional I attended, I saw game losses issued for this very reason. So sorry guys, Summon Skull and Shape Snatches are not legal to be used as tokens. Also, I cannot stress enough on the fact that you have to have a side deck. Find out what's topping in the area and use cards that are effective against said decks. Do not go into a tournament without a side deck and expect to do good. The second item I always remember is my game mat. If you have a game mat and you want to use it, pack it. Third item I remember is a pencil and paper for tracking life points, or a graphing calculator that can keep a progress list. Have something to refer to in the event that some smartass says you didn't play a third round, or tries to weasel a win because nobody tracked life. It happens quite a lot, and it's okay to be prepared. Next is a water bottle for hydration throughout the day. This is important. Don't overdo it and bring a big old gallon, rather something small and easy to carry like an Aquafina bottle with a snap-closed lid for easy opening and drinking. Stay hydrated. That is a big problem in tournament scenes, as not a lot of people are drinking enough water. The next one is check your wallet. Make sure you have enough money for entrance fee, food, and purchased items from vendors or other players. If you choose to do the latter, be careful, for it may be terms for disqualification and banning from sanctioned events. I usually try and not purchase anything from other players in the store, just because I don't want to risk it. But if you want to do that, go for it. Next, make sure you have your trade binder or some form of book with your trade in it. If you opt to do any sort of trading, you're going to need it. Keep track of this, and don't let multiple people pass your book around at once. Single out one person, make deals one at a time, because lots of cards go missing when you lose track of your trade. The other pocket items, keys, wallet, cell phone, keep them in your pockets. MP3 player, if not on the phone with headphones, is optional. However, Make sure you take out your buds while playing for respect of your opponents. Nobody likes to try and shout over your headphones. It's really rude. Lastly, for the ease of carrying everything, have all of them packed in a bag and make sure your other personal belongings such as wallet, phones, keys, MP3 player are safe on your person in a pocket somewhere that nobody else is going to be getting into. The morning of the tournament, eat a big breakfast. Get your energy in early and make sure you are nice and awake. If you can, get at least 8 hours of sleep before the tournament starts so you're very well rested. A Monster Energy and a pack of donuts aren't a good breakfast choice. Leave for the venue with enough time to get there at least 1.5 hours early. If possible, make sure your deck list is filled out ahead of time. If not, or you do not have access to a printer, give yourself ample time to fill one out at the venue. This typically takes about 20 minutes or so if you need to pick up trade before the tournament starts, give yourself enough time to do so. If needed, get yourself a Kasi ID if you do not have one, register, pay the $20 fee, and fill out the deck list and have everything turned in and done so you don't have to worry about making time. Regionals are always pretty overwhelming, especially the first one you ever go to, so if possible, try and go with a friend or a team of people, maybe a group of people that you play with at local tournaments. Always make sure someone is there to have your back just in case you get robbed or mugged. For the better players, these tournaments are all about sportsmanship and good conduct, so behave yourself. Keep the language down and civil, as there are bound to be young children about. Always treat your opponent and his or her property with respect. If a problem should arise, let your nearest judge or tournament official know. Do not be a jackass, do not yell and act like an idiot. Not everyone in the back of the building needs to hear what you are saying. Do not incite a fight over something so trivial. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not serious business. Also, do not take advantage of people when they do not know the price of their trade. Do not rip a little 8-year-old kid for his pot of duality. Remember, report anyone you see doing so. Konami has tournament rules in force for these kinds of things, and people can be subjected to disqualification or banning from sanctioned events for doing so. So simply, do not do it. The next piece of advice is one that I cannot stress enough. Know the rules and rulings on cards before the tournament begins. Know how your deck works. Be courteous to everyone you play and not have to stop every 3 minutes to check a ruling with a judge. Also, a good knowledge on game mechanics helps. If a judge gives a ruling you feel is incorrect, don't get angry or rude, rather keep calm and ask to petition with the head judge. On the same note, if you notice any sort of cheating, or if anyone is helping your opponent in any way, tell a judge. It is against Konami's tournament policy for players to accept outside aid while dueling. This goes for parents too. If a kid's dad is trying to help him win, kindly let him know that it is against the rules, and if he doesn't let his child play alone, you will alert the head judge. There is a Dragon Duel event for a reason. Also, do not bug the judges with every little play your opponent makes, and remember that for a judge to make a call, the cards in question must be public knowledge, or you must ask a specific question involving certain cards. For example, if someone plays a Dark Hole and you have a My Body's a Shield set, you cannot show the judge the card and ask, can I stop it with this, without showing your opponent as well. You can, however, ask a judge and say, can my body as a shield prevent a Dark Hole from destroying my cards? Judges get frustrated with this kind of scenario, so avoid it when you can and do not give your cards away if you don't have to. Ask specific questions about specific cards and you can avoid these situations. Another important one to remember is to count your deck, side, and extra before and after every game, just to make sure you have all of your cards. If possible, ask to pile shuffle your opponent's deck before every game to ensure that nobody is cheating or stacking cards. Do some research, watch some YouTube videos on known stacking methods, and make sure nobody is doing so. If someone bribes you to scoop for an opponent or makes you an offer so they can advance the tournament for free, alert the judges. While playing, pace yourself. Take your time. Think out every move with a clear head. Don't make any hasty decisions that you will regret later. When new matches are posted, don't go stand in front of the board and take forever to find information. Get your table number, your opponent's name, the record, verify that it looks correct, and then make your way to the table you will be playing at. Keep an eye of everything your opponent does, especially when handling your deck. A fairly common low move that some players will like to do is slip the top card of your deck when you're not looking, and call the judge and ask for a deck check. These kind of things happen all the time, so prevent it from happening to you by being alert. That will just about wrap up the small segments of do's and don'ts for large-scale tournaments. If you feel that I missed anything or have anything to add, go ahead and post below in the comments section. Thanks again for the video view. Once again, this is Matty from Team Card-Tarded, hoping that you draw what you need when you need it. Peace.